Welcome to Bourbon School. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Brian, and today we are going to give you our list of some allocated bourbons that we would really like to add to our collection.
But probably will never get.
Ever.
Okay, so before we start, we're going to talk a little bit about, actually, I think we should start with what an allocated bottle is.
Sure.
For any newbies out there. So, an allocated bottle is a bottle that is very, very popular.
Yes.
And so it's set at one price, and
Yes.
then it goes sky high through the secondary markets.
Right. And it's just something that, like, they get stores, it's sent out in certain numbers. It's kind of more rare.
Yes.
And yeah, they're very highly sought after. So
Yeah, and that just drives up the price even more, of
yes.
course, supply and demand. So,
Yes.
yeah. So we're going to pick some bottles today. We each picked 3 that we would like to try at some point.
yeah.
They're all pretty up much in the hundreds of dollars at this point.
Yes. And this, like, we should be clear, like, this kind of goes against, like, we are not really into allocated bottles. No. We're not into really expensive bottles. But when you do this for a while and you hear about bottles and you're like, oh, I'd like to try that. Or, like, for my own, like, personal collection, I wouldn't mind having one on the shelf.
Yeah, it's also cool, though. Sometimes people pick a bottle up not knowing it's going to become allocated, and then
That's
it's like
true.
You've won the lottery.
That's true.
And
That's
those
true.
just sit on people's shelves and no, they don't drink them.
Yes, and there's a lot of examples of that, of bottles that, like, people were like, oh, I remember when you can just walk in and get this.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
Like something as simple as Eagle Rare. It's becoming more popular now, more available now, but I remember going to our local store and just being able to get one off the shelf, and then suddenly it was like,
Yeah, you
you
never
couldn't
know
get it anywhere. So
what's going to go hot.
yeah, right. So yeah, that's true. All right, so we have 6, 3 apiece. Why don't you give us your first bottle?
Sure. Okay, so my first pick is a Maker's Mark Cellar Aged, which is a blend of 11 and 12-year whiskeys. It's coming in hot at 115.7 proof, which is right around where we like to drink.
Yep.
And it's the first ever high age statement from Maker's Mark. So it's kind of unique in that way. It's now going for like $400 to $500 on the secondary market.
Yeah.
But I like Maker's Mark. I like what they're working with, so I would love to try this.
Yeah, especially high age Maker's Mark. I bet you that's delicious. Yeah, that one came and went, and we'll probably never have it, but that's okay. All right, my first one is, and we'll put the little, we don't have any of these, so we'll put the little bottles here. My first one is Woodford Double Oaked.
Oh, yeah.
So
This is a good one.
You all know we are fans of Woodford Double Oaked, and so every year they put out this double oaked, which is like, it spends an extra, I believe it's like an extra year in another barrel. So it is like aged even more. It gets more of that char and that, like, ideally I am hoping like that, like, campfire-y goodness.
I don't know how you could go wrong with double.
I know, right? So it comes out yearly. It kind of comes and goes very quickly. The MSRP on it is like $65, but that's $3.75. It comes out in half bottles.
Oh,
So you can't even get a $7.50 of this. It's $3.75 and it's like $65. So it's the same price as double oaked, but a full bottle of double oaked. And like now, I mean, if you can find it, and there are different releases from different years that are out there available, but it's in the hundreds now for this little bottle. So that's probably something we'll never get or try, but that is something I would love to have, and I'm sure the producer would love that too.
Oh my God, yeah. Yes.
So yeah, Woodford Double Oaked is one of the ones I would like to snag.
Okay, my next one I picked was Elijah Craig 18-year single barrel. And this one is a little bit different for me because it's only 90 proof. But I kind of want to see, because we've been trying Elijah Craig a lot lately. We've tried all of the A's, the B's, the C's, and we kind of came in on like just get a store pick or what was the other one? We were like, no, store pick. We said just stick with the store pick for Elijah Craig.
We did like the A batch from last year, but
but I kind of am curious to see where those flavors go with an 18-year age, and if is there a cap on it? Like, because 18's getting up there.
Yeah.
Does it really even make a difference at that point?
Yeah.
If you've got a good, A batch of Elijah Craig, or what was it, the A123 that we liked the best, or is paying, in the hundreds. I think the MSRP was $150 for this one. I'm sure it's much, much higher now.
Yeah, and that's one I think you can find occasionally, but it is marked up. You're right. And that, the 90 proof makes me wonder. Like if it's good flavor wise. And the only thing I compare it to, I had a Knob Creek 18 and it was way over oaked. Like it was real bitter. I did not like it.
I don't recall.
I think there is a.
You wouldn't recall that one. Well, we'll just stop
very
it.
late in the evening.
We'll just stop there. It was a long night for you, yeah.
I think that there can be a tipping point with age, though, where you're really not gonna get much bang for your buck. So it's not like a Scotch where you're like, oh, the older the better.
Yeah, right. Right.
So yeah, that was my second pick.
All right, my second pick is Old Forester Birthday Bourbon.
I've not heard of this before.
Really?
No.
Oh, so it goes out every year. On
It's got a special bottle.
It does. It goes out every year on George Garvin Brown's birthday, and it's kind of different every year. They put out a different expression every year. So it's been, I'm just looking at last year's, at the 2023 edition. It says, Birthday Bourbon, the September 2nd release marks the 23rd limited edition expression. So that was the 23rd time they did it in 2023. It was 96 proof, 12-year-old barrels that were blended to make this bourbon. The 96 makes me a little wonder, a little bit.
We're not used to those 90s anymore.
And I did actually, this was one, I know we talk about not spending over $100 and not going after allocated bottles. I did enter the lottery for this one and got the thank you but no thank you email. But I was like, I was all prepared last fall to like, if I won, I was like, we're driving to Kentucky over the weekend and picking up birthday bourbon because you have to get it at the distillery.
Okay.
But anyway.
That was going to be a solo trip for you.
It's Old Forester. We love Old Forester. It's one of the few Old Foresters that I haven't tried. And it's a very highly sought after bottle. I would like to have one on the shelf and just, have it as part of the collection.
That would be cool.
That's my second one. What do you got for last one?
All right. For my last one, I've got Russell's Reserve 15 year. The 13 year was very, very popular. Still hard to find. 15 is new this year. It's limited release. It's 117.2 proof, and it includes some 16-year in the blend as well.
Okay.
So it uses that Wild Turkey, classic mash bill, but it does have that age on it. So again, I'm wondering, am I going to really love this?
Yeah.
Because it's aged 15, or am I going to be like, I'm not that impressed by 15?
I bet you it's pretty good.
It probably is.
We have a sample of Russell's 13 over there in a mystery box, so hopefully we pull it soon. Yeah.
Oh my God. Maybe I'm putting out the vibes right now, so today we'll pick it.
Maybe.
Or we could just cheat and.
We'll just pick it. Yeah, we'll just pick it. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Both the 13 and the 15, I would love to try. Our friend Alan just posted a picture. I put a thing up on our Bourbon School community about what did you get this weekend, what pickups did you have this weekend, and he posted a picture of 5 bottles of Russell's 15 that he had grabbed. 5. So if you ever want to part with one, Alan, hit me up. Okay, next.
Or at least give you a sample.
Yeah, for real. For my last one, and this is no surprise because this was my envy bottle on our 7 Deadly Sins, George T. Stagg. I desperately want a George T. Stagg. I'm not willing to go pay $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 for it at all. There's no way I ever would. But I will say I would break my rule to buy a George T. Stagg.
How much would you go up to? Just curious.
I think it retails for like $159. And I know people who have like won lotteries in control states, like your state, have gotten it for retail. I would go anything under 200. Okay. I would go like 180, 190, if I could get one. And that's probably the only bottle I would go that high for.
That's like your thing.
Yeah, I really want a George T. Stagg. And it's really the only BTAC that I want. I'm not really, we've tried a couple others and I was just like, yeah, this is fine, whatever. But the Stagg Juniors are so good. Yeah, and I just I could imagine that a George T. Stagg is just exquisite. Yeah. So I would really like one of those. Yeah, someday. Maybe. I would love to get a hold of one. But those are like, this is like pie in the sky. This is like.
Yeah, and these are just a few. We could do a lot of these.
We could definitely.
We just picked 3, but.
Yeah, we definitely do more, but 6 kind of makes a good length video.
Yeah.
All right, so first we want to know in the comments, what is like an allocated or hard to find bottle that you're searching for, that you want on your shelf, that's on your wish list or maybe your dream list?
Also, do you have any of these that you'd be willing to share?
Yeah, if you would like to part with any of our these lists.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I would not be opposed to,
Send enough for the producer.
make it an offer on a George T. Stagg for sure. But yeah, let us know what are some bottles you're looking for, and we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, and don't forget to check out our Bourbon School community on Facebook.
Yes.
And our Patreon. Mm-hmm. And yeah, if you liked our video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell for notifications.
So you never miss another bottle
Oh,
episode of
Got
Bourbon.
bottles on the brain.
Yeah, I guess. Another episode of Bourbon School. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.